and he's absolutely disrupted the cultural fabric of the United States. And it's pretty significant because songs tell us about our society while shaping the cultural imagination. So he wrote a song that struck a deep chord in the United States. It crossed political boundaries, it crossed economic, ethnic, socioeconomic, all those boundaries. It crossed those boundaries, and then it challenged the elites and the politicians and the media. This one guy that 15 years ago, this would not have happened. There was no way that somebody like Oliver Anthony would have been able to get his song heard. He would have been voiceless. The platform, social media, did not exist to the extent that it does now, with everybody, their eyes on social media. And so at the perfect time, he released this song and it took hold, and it surprised him. If you've read any of the interviews or seen anything, he was more surprised than anyone else. And the song is a lament. It's a lament of hard times that have come upon the people of America, most of the people of America. And it's a direct challenge. It's a direct attack, for lack of a better phrase, on the elites, politicians, and media, which are downstream from arts and music. And so the way that culture works typically is that culture is made, ideas are created and thought of in the academy. This is higher education. This is where you get theories, philosophies, things like that our culture operates on. They happen in the academic realm. And then downstream from the academic realm, you have arts and music. This is your poets. This is your painters and artists and songwriters, musicians that then take ideas and then create music and lyric and poetry and story around those ideas, and then push them further down into the culture. They capture what's called the cultural imagination. And then downstream from that are the elites in the media. And so they're downstream from arts and music. And what happens there is that the elites, it's popularized in elite circles. An idea or a product or a philosophy is popularized in elite circles. And then the media pushes and communicates that idea down through the culture. And then it arrives into politics. And so politics is pure power. Politics is downstream from culture. Politicians don't make culture. What they do is that there's an idea or a philosophy that comes down through the culture. The politicians it's pure power. They say, this is what the culture wants. This is what you get. They ensconce it into legislation, and then it becomes, quote unquote, the law of the land. That's how politics work. And then downstream from politics is everyone else. We're the ones that are the downstream recipients of culture, art, music, media, everything else, and then laws are then imposed on us, everybody else. So that's how culture works. And what you've had with Oliver Anthony is that he's an artist and musician, unknown. He's not an elite. He doesn't belong to the establishment, the music industry. He's not a Nashville guy like these others who've written some great songs sort of challenging the culture, the elite culture or political culture, because he's an unknown. So he has nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose with this song. And he probably didn't even realize what he was doing. Obviously, he didn't realize what he was doing when he wrote it and put it out on social media. And so what's happened is it struck a deep chord within the culture, and it's resonated across the board. It's significant because it shapes the imagination going forward. It has power to shape the future. So he's caught on to something here, and now it's been pushed out into the culture. It's a direct attack or challenge to elites, media, and politicians. He's calling them out in a song, and very reminiscent of the 60s. He's making a moral judgment against elites in the media. So it's got this prophetic kind of judgment on it, which I believe he's making a moral judgment, which is good. You need a prophetic voice out there calling out evil. That's what he's done with this song. It's now embedded within the culture. We'll see what happens, as it's an indicator of something bigger going on deep within American culture across socioeconomic, racial boundaries, all of those things across the board. It's resonated. It's not just a country song. It's a significant cultural artifact that's going to shape something going forward. We'll have to see in 10 years what that is. And keep in mind what Andrew Fletcher said. He said, "Let me make the songs of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws." Oliver Anthony, I congratulate him on his song. I hope that he continues to write music. I think that he's a good artist. I love like bluegrass and country music. So continue on, bro. Keep writing songs. And I hope this one continues to resonate with people, because it says something about our culture, and it says something about the future, that things may change. If you like what you're hearing, and you happen to be in the Fort Worth area, we have Worldview Wednesdays beginning September 13th. Our first seminar is Culture in the Christian Worldview. It is a 4-week deep dive into the biblical worldview, a Christian worldview, and what that means to live that out in everyday life.